what exciting things happened last night on 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way? Stay tuned. Hi, Grandma Bev here from Life with Grandma Bev, and welcome back to my channel. Well, this is my weekly update on 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way, and of course, there's always lots to report. Crazy people. Oh, let's get started. I've got a thing here that's got most of the info on it, and it will help remind me of what to watch. Luckily, we didn't have anything on whining Nicole and Mahmoud. Whew, those two are really getting to me. But you know, every so often they throw in Callie. Kitty's up here just getting into one of my plants. Not real though. Once in a while they throw in another like little preview or something. So we did see little previews about them, but I don't know if they'll really happen. You know, a lot of times it's just clickbait stuff. So anyway, let's start with Jen and Rishi. Well, of course, they were still sitting in the sauna or whatever it was, massage room. And she's still asking him about the pictures that he sent to her friend Randy, who's a girl. And he just keeps smiling the whole time, laughing, you know, not saying much and denying, oh no, that was nothing. I figured she was, what's the word he used? Playing with me, trying to get me in trouble. So I just kind of went along with it back, and I blocked her and all this stuff. Well, why would you block her? Anyway, so they're still arguing about that. Well, then her friend Randy and what's her friend's name? Myra? Can't remember. They flew all the way there to see Jen and meet Rishi. So I think a lot more is going to break out when they get there, because Randy was saying that she could not stand Jen's first husband. And she said she was right about it. You know, this isn't the first time that Jen's almost gotten into something that's not good for her. So, according to Jen, Rishi's just a liar. So, it shows the girls sitting together in a nice place, eating without Rishi yet, because they want to have some girl time. And so they're talking about all that stuff. And the next time we see them, Rishi arranged for them to go to a really nice restaurant. Well, Randy starts directly asking him questions. Why haven't you told your parents? Why, you've been together 3 years. Why haven't you told your parents? And then he comes out with that. I went to my astrologer. Now he says August 2nd of this year, which was last year, actually, because this is a year old. And they really called him on it. And Jen just had it. She got up and left and said, I can't believe I've been such a fool. He is a pathological liar, as she called him. So we'll see more comes up on that as I go down my thing here. Then we had Jamie and Chris. Well, as you remember last week, Jamie left to go back to Arkansas to take care of banking business and to get her prescription taken care of for her narcolepsy. Well, all of a sudden now, it's been 3 months that she's back home. So they show her talking on the phone, or not the phone, but, on the screen, FaceTime on the screen with Jamie. And Jamie is very sick with COVID again. But she's also very upset because she says she never hears from Chris. And that she keeps calling Chris and leaving messages and all this kind of stuff. That this is what she accuses Chris of calling her only 3 times in the 3 months. Well, Chris gets really upset and says she's been working because she's got to support them. And Chris says that Jamie was supposed to have gotten a job after Chris left and hasn't. She quit a job right before Chris got there. And so she says she's doing everything she can. She just feels like it's never good enough for Jamie, right? We'll see. I just don't know about those two, because I've heard so many things, different rumors about Chris that I just don't know. So then we get to Gabe and Isabel. Well, he had asked her to marry him, and of course she's all excited. So they went to go to an attorney to see what they have to do to get the license and stuff to get married. Well, as you know, Gabe is trans. He has a passport that shows he's a man. He has his Florida driver's license showing he's a man. What are you getting into? She's over there eating cardboard on a box. His birth certificate, though, shows he was born female. And the gal says, I've got to see the birth certificate. It has to say you're male. Well, apparently, and this is what Gabe says, when he went to get his passport, he took all his paperwork with him. And, everything dealing with his surgeries and all that stuff to get, his passport. And, of course, he blames it on the government. He never got all the paperwork back. It's gone, right? Well, everybody knows you should take a copy of everything if you're going to bring it in anywhere. I don't care what kind of agency it is, government or otherwise. He did manage to get his passport. So now he's got to figure out how to get a birth certificate, which he no longer has, So he's got to go back home to Florida already before they can even get married. And she's rightfully so, really upset with him because he should have known all this, to have pictures and have all of his copies of stuff. And he blames it on, well, I was real young. This was 10 years ago. I was real young, and blah, 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 blah. So I don't know. I've heard through the rumor mill that he recently has been spotted in Florida. So I don't know if he went back to Florida and just never went back to her, or what the scoop is, Maybe went back to Columbia and they got married and he's back in the States again. I don't know, but, I'm kind of wondering. So she's really disappointed. Then we had Debbie and Usama. So they finally left the hotel and went to the home where Osama's family lives. And, of course, she's really nervous about it. Geez, what's their reaction going to be? And he said, well, he told them that she's a lot older than him. And they said it didn't matter. It's what's in your heart and, the person, all this kind of stuff. And she gets there. And they're all happy to, see them. But then the mother's face changes, and I don't know what to make of it. She almost looks like she's horrified. I don't know. Tell me what you thought. And she asks his father how old he is. And he's 68. And there's kind of is she going to flirt with the papa? I don't know. So, of course, he had told her on the ride out there that she's the one that has to tell him that she's there to live there forever now. So based on some previews coming up, something's going to be happening there. So luckily his sister speaks English too, so she can translate. Let's see. So then the questions are, does Chris Foster ever return to Jamie in Columbia? Let's see, nothing on them. Okay, this looks more like last week's stuff. Yeah. So did I cover everybody? Oh, Danielle and Johan. This one is confusing. You know how she wanted to go meet up with an ex-boyfriend who's visiting, and he's very upset about it. And isn't really talking to her. Well, it's his birthday now. The next day is his birthday. And she decides she wants to do something really nice for his birthday. And so she arranges for all his family to show up at this restaurant, and she goes and gets a big cake and all this stuff. And so they surprise him. They walk in and, yay, happy birthday. Well, he's still pissed off at her. And his father says, he's thanking all of his family for coming. And his father says, well, you need to thank your wife. And he ignores him. She gets up and leaves. Okay. Now, are these children we're dealing with? And when they go out, he goes out to see what's wrong. Aww. She says, well, I worked very hard on your birthday, and you couldn't even give me any credit for it, And he says, well, you ruined my birthday. The day before my birthday, you told me about your friend and that you were insisting you were going to go see him. I mean, doesn't this sound like teenagers? And she's like 46, 48. Yeah, of course, he's a lot younger. Yeah, he's, 24, 20, something like that. So, oh dear. So he's still mad at her. So she takes the keys and leaves. Her, I thought we were getting a break not seeing Nicole and her. I did see, like I say, I've seen little spoilers and stuff. I don't know if I should say anything or not. The one spoiler I saw, she was saying, I'm going back to the States. So, I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? So, there was a lot happening, but not a lot to talk about. So it's kind of continuation of last week. So, I'll let you go. So now the big question is, do Chris and Jamie stay together? Does Chris go back to is it Columbia where she's at? Or no? I get mixed up where they're all at. Because they're all just over there, as far as I know. All over there. So will she go back? Because Jamie is so insecure. But she's just a young gal. Will Gabe and Isabel ever get married? Will Jen have had enough and say, I'm out of here? And will Debbie kind of get her eyes opened? We'll see next week. Please comment below. Share, like, and subscribe. And I hope you're able to follow mine like I do. So, if you do watch this, make comments. I don't get too many comments on these, so it makes me feel like maybe they don't like them. But I get a lot of views, so whatever. I love you all. Bye.